Yeah, felt good this off season starting it out. Being able to, like you said, not have to deal with rehab and all that. So still felt good, still felt in rhythm from the season. So yeah, just building on all that was the main priority. Adding on to it and being sharper for this year. Well, I'm confident in the work that we put in as a group, the work that I put in individually, and just having a fresh start. That brings a lot of confidence as well. The fact that we get to start fresh and kind of reset the narrative that's around us, reset what's going on in the building, and just get a new positive vibe going and get some wins going.
When you take us back to your decision to sign, how much did you talk to other people? How much did you really think about that? Obviously, the money was good, but to want to stay here and make this work.
Well, I already wanted to stay here, so it was just about us, I guess, agreeing to the same terms, and but it was all. I think it was already a done deal in my head as far as where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to be here. It was just, going through all of the business things that had to be done, and I was just waiting to be able to sign my name.
How do you kind of come to terms with just what happened last year? How do you kind of bury that so it's a long season, adversity is going to strike. How do you kind of prepare yourself for when adversity strikes here this year? We're not going to let it snowball, that type of thing.
Yeah, definitely by using the different things that we had to do and go through last year as a reference point. And this year, I mean, just staying committed to the work. Obviously, like you said, there's going to be adversity for us. So just sticking together and staying true to the process and to the grind of the season. And I kind of take expectations out of it. I had a lot of expectations last year coming back, but this year, I try to just move freely and take it day by day and not really have expectations, but just try to give, my best every day.
How do you think you've grown as a leader?
I mean, just by having more and more experience every year. I feel like I've grown in that regard. Guys, we have rookies that Ron's from my area. I've known Ron for a long time. So, me just having that experience of, being in the NBA for a couple of years, playing games, being able to share that type of stuff with them. But I think experience is the biggest way I've grown. Yeah.
How do you look at that, man? Monday Night Football for the Lions, the Tigers,
Yeah.
Particularly those two teams are, trying to get the Pistons back relevant again, man. How much is the challenge that for you when you take that on the field?
Yeah, it's a challenge that we definitely want to take on for sure. I was there at the game. What was that, Friday when Tigers clinched, and so watching that, I'm in the building watching how the stadium was reacting to that, gave me chills. So that's what we want to do for the Pistons fans, for the city on the basketball side is, we want to bring that same excitement and that same joy to the Pistons. So it's a challenge that we're all excited to take on, and I'll be the head of that snake.
With that said, what can we expect from Cade Cunningham in 2024-25?
Growth.
Okay, last 3 seasons, different head coaching changes. What has it been like for you? What have you learned about yourself having to go through the constant changes and having to just learn different systems of things over and over?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely it's a learning curve. It's challenging. Having not had consecutive summers of consistent playbooks or consistent whatever, but at the end of the day, I mean a lot of the stuff is the same. It's just different terminology, different names for different things. So me just watching film and watching games and just figuring out how I want to play the game and then applying what Coach Bickerstaff has put in place, and to do that, to have some consistency with it, I think that's the main thing. Yeah, I think that's not putting guys in boxes, allowing everybody to be themselves. But with that takes a lot of organization to allow guys to play with freedom and without it looking crazy. So I think that's something that Coach Bigstaff has been really good about is, allowing us to be ourselves, but it's also been very organized, and he kind of, lets people know what is expected of them. And that's only going to come. Training camp starts tomorrow, but yeah, I think it's good for young players. We got a young team for us to be able to play free and to play our game, but also have roles and guidelines with it.
Look at some of the guys he's coached most recently, Donovan Mitchell, him, kind of emerged into that all NBA type player. I guess for you, how much did that give you, confidence with him going as well, knowing the guys you dealt with? Do you have any personal goals like that, maybe All-Star, All-NBA, going forward in this stage of your career?
Yeah, all of those things are my goals for sure. But like you said, seeing the way that he's coached, and I played against those teams with him coaching Donovan Mitchell and Garland and them, and just the way that they were able to play with space, but the flow of the game, the way that they called games and stuff, I think all of that was impressive at the time, and now having him as my head coach, I'm excited for it.
After the Stock X event, we saw you come up behind Trajan Lane and put your arm around him, kind of joke him a little bit during it. Just when you deciding to resign with the team and getting to know him, how has that relationship developed and evolved so far?
I think it's been really good. I had a lot of fun getting to know him and talk with him, talk basketball with him at whenever he first got here. But since he's been around, me and him have definitely grown our relationship. We talked a lot, and I think he's been doing a great job. And I want to be able to put the pieces together on the floor for him.
What's the identity you want this team to have?
Gritty, and play together and play a fun style of basketball. I want us to have fun this year.
Cade, how excited are you about the additions of Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris, DeMar Jr.? I know last year your efficiency was a little capped out because they were able to pack a paint on you. There was a lot of shooting threats. How do you think that changes this year?
Well, they can definitely shoot it, but I like the way that they approach the game. I like the chip that they play with. I think that was something that individually, all of them in their different environments, I liked that about all of them, playing against them. So whenever I heard they were coming with us, I thought it was a perfect fit for the locker room. And just, we need guys like that coming off of the year we had last year. Like, we need guys that are going to play with some grit, play with a chip on their shoulder, and also have veteran experience that we can have on the floor with us. So I think all of those guys fit that perfectly, and I'm excited.
Cade, you're working with a new coaching staff this year, but Jared Jack is actually going to be returning. I know you did a lot of your pregame routines with him last season. Talk about what it means to have him back again this year.
Yeah, it means a lot. Zay-Jack's my guy. Somebody that really helped me a lot last season, from a point guard perspective, but also just, a development perspective, or development thing, throughout the year. I think me and him really got a good synergy going, and so to have him back this year, I think is great.
Coming off of last season, do you notice a different level of intensity and focus from the group going into training camp? And have you guys talked about that fire of turning things around and wanting things to be different?
Yeah, it's definitely a high intensity. For the returners, I mean, obviously we know what that's from. Last year was a lot on all of us, and we don't want to relive that. So, that's the main thing. And then, like I said about our vets, I think they all carry that same chip, and they want to prove something as well. So, adding all of that together, I think we have a group that is ready to turn things around and ready to, start getting the ball rolling.
Individually, what stands out about the growth you showed in your game last season, and with that, how did that shape your approach this offseason as far as maybe what skills or areas that you honed in on?
Yeah, I mean, definitely, the things that I struggled with last year, I'm working on percentages-wise, making sure that, I shoot the ball better and things, sharper with my decision-making, all that stuff. So, I try to play a pretty versatile game. So sometimes when I'm working out, and answering questions like this, it can sound like I'm working on everything, but I more so try to segment things off and give 2 strong weeks to work on something and develop. And then maybe take the next skill set or next skill or whatever I want to work on. So I kind of take that approach a lot of times with it. But a lot of work was done, and I feel good about the summer.
Cade, one of the all-time great two-way players, they have really high motors. It takes a lot to be a primary decision maker on offense and then a really good defender. Have you been working on your conditioning this offseason to make sure that you can get through games and make big plays on both ends of the court?
Yeah, for sure. In the past, with the injuries and stuff I had, it was hard for me to be able to get like a good amount of load running, just because it would flare up, you know, my bone stuff or whatever. And so this summer I didn't have that, so it was good to be able to work and be able to actually push myself past way more than what I was able to do in the last, since high school. So this has been a big summer for me, and now, you know, with the team all being together, we getting our own team conditioning in. So, you know, we have a young team. Being able to play fast is important for us. So we all need to be ready for that, and I'm ready for it for sure.
Just as a leader of the team, you know, what's the message to the fans who are, ready to see this team turn it around?
Yeah, come out and watch us. You know, we're excited about this season. We hope that y'all are excited to come watch us. More than anything, you know, I've been working really hard. This whole group has been working really hard, and so we're ready to make y'all proud and turn this thing around.
Cade, you mentioned working on your finishing around the rim in the past. What did you work on this past offseason to try to turn some of those looks maybe into free throw attempts, easier looks around the rim, maybe work on the floater? What
Yeah.
did you work on this past offseason to try to improve those numbers around the rim for you?
Yeah, the floater for sure. I worked a lot on my floater, and I think that's going to help me out a lot as far as not always having to jump into bigger guys or shoot as many contested layups. And then, of course, touching up as far as layups and all that, the glass and having all that be touched up. But the floater was a big one for me. Appreciate y'all.